Welcome to the Fabulous Marketer Show, episode 10. Build your conversion system. All right, welcome back to the Fabulous Marketer Show, everyone. In episode 10, we're diving into the real reason most affiliates don't get sales: no conversion system. If you're bringing in leads, but no one's buying, this is the episode for you. We'll dive into how to turn leads into sales with an intentional pathway, and I'll give you access to the FMA community resources inside the show episodes vault. All right, so what we're covering specifically today, well, it's all about helping you to stop leaving money on the table. We'll unpack what it really means to have a conversion system and how to build one, even if you're brand new. We'll talk about the conversion gap, why leads don't turn into buyers, the three core elements of a conversion system, examples of high converting flows, and then your FMA resource drop for this episode, which is the Conversion System Builder Kit. All right, so let's get into this. The conversion gap. So you might be saying they opted in but didn't buy. Well, most affiliates are great at getting attention, but terrible at converting it. The moment someone signs up for your freebie, the clock starts ticking, and most creators go silent. So here's some common causes for this, okay? The reason why most are not buying is because there's no clear call to action. You might have a great freebie or lead magnet, but if you don't have a clear call to action, then no one's going to take the next step. No trust path. All right. If there's no trust there, then people are not going to buy because people buy from who they know, like, and trust. Trust is the currency here. Another cause is no follow up. You might generate a lead, but if you're not following up with the lead or nurturing your audience or your list of leads, then there won't be any conversions. Next, no urgency. People do what they want when they want. They may be interested in what it is that you have to offer. They stress interest whenever they opted in and became a lead on your list, but maybe it's not as much of a priority to them anymore. But that doesn't mean they're not interested or they won't move forward. You just have to follow up and then provide some type of sense of urgency behind your offer so that they can put it on their priority list and make it urgent for them. And then finally, misaligned messaging. If your messaging isn't in alignment with the promise or with the problem that they're faced with and how you're making a promise to solve that problem, then they're not going to take action. They won't buy if they don't see the alignment. So you have to paint the clear picture and make sure your messaging is aligned properly with what's most important to them, solving their problem. All right, the next thing is let's talk about your conversion system. Three key layers goes into this system of yours. Think of your conversion system like a relay race. Okay, the first part of your relay is that you're going to nurture. All right, you have to nurture your leads and then bridge the gap. That's the second part of the relay. Next, you want to close the sale. Okay, and if you're missing even one part of this relay, then conversions break down. All right, you don't have a full relay team in place. All right, this is a relay race, and this is your relay team, the NBC team: nurture, bridge, close. So as you create your nurture system, think about these three key layers. So what's the primary job of the nurture leg in the relay team? Well, that person or this part of the system is responsible for emails, SMS messages, direct messages, live touch points, community engagement. All right, this is the nurturing part of the race. And then the next part is the bridge part. This is where there's a product fit established. All right, this is where relevance is proven. This is where alignment is proven. This is where personal storytelling takes place, where you share a personal story in reference to um, the product that you're offering or the service that you're offering. Make sure it's a fit. Make sure someone can bridge the gap and get in alignment with your offer. This is where you do that. This is the bridge point. And then the final leg in this race is closing. All right. This is where you close. And you want to close with an offer page. All right. You got your each stage pages or whatever like landing pages you're using for the offer. Uh, the offer page, you want to also have some scarcity in place, right? And I'm not talking about false scarcity, right? We do things with integrity here, right? So we want scarcity though, because scarcity and urgency as well, as you see here, as well as bonuses, these are some things that encourage action taking, because some people just need a little nudge, to move forward. You want to make sure that you make your offer a priority in their life. I mean, they're already demonstrating an interest, but you want to move it to the front of the line uh and make it something visible, right? Make sure that they are attentive to your offer. That's the only way you'll be able to close and convert on the sale. All right. Your offer page, scarcity, bonuses, and urgency. And do it with integrity, not falsity. All right. And what I mean by that is, for example, with scarcity, if it's not real scarcity, meaning you saying I have 3 items left and you have like 40, but you're conjuring up false scarcity. No, identify the scarcity that exists, because there is some real scarcity. I mean, unless you have unlimited items, even if it's digital, I mean, the scarcity can be time based. Maybe you have a certain time in which you are wanting them or needing them to make the purchase, or maybe you have the price changes after a certain amount of time, or establish some type of real scarcity to encourage movement. And then bonuses can encourage movement. When it comes to converting a sale, because you can make your bonuses time based as well. Like, hey, this bonus is available only for a certain amount of time, or the value that comes with this in the area of a bonus offer is only available in a certain kind of way for a certain amount of time. Or there's bonuses that you can provide. You can do something outside of you if you're making an affiliate offer that millions or thousands of other affiliates are making. You want to stand out. Your bonuses is a way for you to stand out as a branded entrepreneur, something that someone can only get through connection with you. So that's where your bonuses can encourage a purchase and get someone to take action, and to take action through your recommendation based upon your specific bonus for your audience and your community. And then the urgency, of course, that's nudging someone along by giving them a sense of urgency that they maybe didn't have before, or maybe they had and maybe it died out a little bit. Or you can reignite that sense of urgency, by making your offer like time based, or creatively, not in a false way, but in a creative way, um, like encourage that sense of urgency um, by maybe doing a timer or something on and like I was just saying, when it comes to scarcity, you can combine those two together and they can really support one another because of the time base when it comes to urgency, and because of the limitation when it comes to scarcity if someone doesn't take action within a certain amount of time. All right, so I just want to share a little bit about that. So now let's dive a little bit deeper into each one of these layers. All right, let's talk about the nurture layer first. All right, remember, this is the first leg in the relay race. The nurture layer It's where your voice matters most. So show your audience that you understand what they need before asking for a sale. This is not the time to focus on the sale. This is the time to build trust. All right. Nurture equals trust building. So use your email series. That's the sequencing of messages that's designed to just take someone on a journey. All right. Prove your point. Share stories. Make your there's a great method called the dope lens method. I don't know if you're not familiar with it. Look it up. Put it into Chat GPT or research it on Google. Find a way to learn about this dope lens sequencing that you can do within your email series, and it's designed to help touch upon specific points that's going to help to properly communicate with your audience so that they can engage your offer in the most effective way. You can use stories on social media platforms or even in your community if you have like the community app. You can do direct messaging chats or pod chats. You can do lives. Go live for sure inside of your community. You can do live on social media platforms as well. And then of course you have your community. That's where the most nurturing and engagement will take place, in your private setting inside of your community. That's where the trust will be built. And then you have purpose. Give value. All right. Demonstrate alignment. That's going to help you to build trust, because people are going to see the alignment. Remember, we talked about um, one of the common like mistakes when it comes to not converting someone from being a lead to a buyer is misaligned messaging. Well, that's what I'm talking about here when it comes to purpose. You want people to identify a shared purpose, when it comes to your offer that you're making. Is it going to help them to achieve their purpose? Is it going to help them um, to reach a point that where they feel that it's meaningful to them whenever they utilize your offer or take advantage of purchasing your offer? So give it some value, and value is only established by whether or not it meets the need of the person that you are serving. And then finally, the key is to keep the convo going after the opt in. Don't allow the conversation to die out. All right. You have to keep the conversation going. All right. So let's talk about the next layer in the relay race, which is the bridge layer. So the bridge layer is where your story matters. All right. It's not just about selling the product. Once you gain that trust, you want to make sure that you make it about showing why it worked for you. All right. It's not transactional. You don't want to just focus on the transaction of selling the product. You want that to just be a natural result of service, of you truly showing that you care about your product or your service, helping someone solve a problem. And hopefully you have a story that you can share where it helped you, and why it worked for you, whatever it is that you're offering. Share that. That's what people want to hear. That's what they want to know. All right. They want your story truly matters. And everyone has a product story. So bridge equals relevance and positioning. Show how that offer is relevant, all right, through your story, and position yourself with your story. You don't have to position yourself necessarily as an authority. You don't have to be the authority. You just have to be the one with the experience. You have to be the one that can show the value, all right, of how it took you from where you were to where you are now, or where you're progressing towards. So how can you do that? Use, for example, a video page to put your story out there. Each stage is full of video template pages you can use. Um, just any type of video page will work. You can also record your video on each stage as well. But use your video page. You can use your email sequencing. All right. Make it like email number 2 or number 3, not the initial email or even the first email in your sequencing. Tell your story around the second or third message that you send out. Have your web story out, like on your hub. Within your hub, you can put your story on your about page where you might be talking about your story, or on a bridge page within a funnel. Share your story. And remember, you're making your story specific or relevant, position for that specific offer that you're offering, not something that's random or not relevant to the problem that you specifically are helping your audience to solve with that offer. And then a post. You can use a regular post on social media, or a post in your community, that's sharing your story. It doesn't have to be long or lengthy. Next, purpose. Connect their need to the offer. Always focus on their need, because that's where purpose exists for them. And if your purpose is serving their need, then you won't miss here. Okay. If you can just stay focused on what they need and what they desire, what their objections are, what their pain points are, focus on them. All right. And then connect whatever it is that they need to your offer. Identify how your offer can solve that problem or meet that need. Hopefully, you picked out your offers based upon those needs already. So now you just have to show them the purpose, show them how it connects with your offer. And then finally, the key for this layer is that your personal story must exist, all right? And share it as a transformational path. I kind of touched upon that already, but this is not about the transaction of the sale. It's all about the transformation. And your personal story focuses on the transformational path that involve the use of this particular offer that you're making. All right, the next layer, the final layer in the relay, is the close layer. All right, even the best content will flop if you don't close well. This is where you make the buying decision easy for your audience and even exciting for them. So, close means urgency plus clarity. All right, it's clear, right? Is the decision is easy. Why? Because there's clarity in your offer. They see clearly that this offer is going to help them, is relevant to whatever it is that they need. So why not? That's the question that they're going to have. Why not? If you make it, if you remove the barriers, you lower the risk, and you focus on the pain points, then why not? It can become exciting. It can be a challenge for them. They might enjoy it, but make it clear. Have clarity about your offer, and don't forget urgency. Make it urgent. Put a time on it. All right. Put a time. You can even put some scarcity in there, right? That will help. Make it limited in some shape, form, fashion, but especially urgency though. Now is the time. All right, so what you want to use to get this done is your offer page, and then you have your countdown. You can use countdown timers on your pages. There's bonus stacks that you can use. Okay, so when I talk about bonus stacks, I'm talking about um, like what it says, stacking bonuses. We already mentioned the benefit of bonuses, how it can just add value to your offer, but stacking your bonus means your value is growing within the stack. So you can keep piling it on, stacking it, showing the value in price, showing the value in effectiveness and relevance, but use bonus stacks. And then the purpose, prompt the decision, okay? Prompt the decision to be made. And remember, where there's clarity, then the decision, the buying decision that is easy, but you have to prompt it. You have to move someone to making a decision. Give them a time to make a decision. I don't want to say force the decision. I just want to say prompt the decision. Okay. A prompt can be a button flashing. It can be just a mention of a button or a link or something, but you make it clear as far as what the next step is to make the purchase. And then here's the key: eliminate doubt and increase desire. All right, remove all objections that someone may have. Get rid of those objections and then increase the desire by focusing on what is that person really desiring. All right, what is it that they really want from this, as far as the offer is concerned or the problem that they're facing. Address that. All right, so here's some conversion system examples. All right, each persona needs a system that matches their strengths. When it comes to your system must match your strength. And that's why knowing your persona, knowing your affiliate identity is so important at the very beginning of your affiliate pro journey. If you're a promoter, for example, go heavy on energy and video. If you're a builder, lean on clarity and step-by-step pathways. So here's some example like pathways that you can like take someone on for your persona. So for a promoter funnel, for example, if you're a promoter, you can offer a quiz and then take someone from a quiz to a video nurture series after that. And then in your bridge, share a personal story and then finally a bonus countdown, meaning they have a countdown in place if they want to get the offer with additional bonuses that come along with it. So that brings forth a sense of urgency. As a teacher funnel, you can have a PDF guide, or it could be a Google Doc, or just something downloadable. And then from there, have a value email series where you're following up through your email series where you're delivering value, meaning content that's relevant and that's working towards the serving of someone's problem or solving of their problem, the meeting of their need. And then you can offer a live coaching. Invite someone to the next step of value. They're on your email list, but now you want to get them into a live coaching scenario or setting that you invited them to, like a private event that you have just for your email subscribers. And then make a limited replay available. You can do that and make it like, but the key here is limited. That's the scarcity, right? There's a limited replay. Maybe it's available for only a certain amount of time. It's available to certain people maybe that came to the coaching or took a certain action that you wanted them to take, but limit the replay. Maybe that might get people to show up live instead of waiting for a replay. Limit the replay to only the people that show up live, maybe. That's just an example. And then you have a builder funnel. And with this, you can have a checklist opt in. Someone just opting in to get a checklist of some sort. And then from there, you can follow up with a direct message. And then from there, you can have a strategy session that you can invite someone to that you're providing. And then from the strategy session, you can prove the value of your offer and then now direct someone to an offer page. And then finally, the automator funnel. This is where you can start with a mini challenge, nothing extensive, maybe a short video challenge, where you provide some value, some type of challenge that moves someone closer to solving their problem. Then you can have an automated bridge page after the challenge where, remember, the key is automated. This is for the automator. It shares the story in an automated way. And then the last part is the evergreen offer. You don't have to be there. It's evergreen. It continues on and on. It lives forever, right? And you don't have to be there. It's evergreen. That's the key. It's not based upon your time. It's an offer that's being made forever as long as you got it going, right? And someone can show up while you're sleeping, while you spending time with your family or whatever, and they can receive your offer through an evergreen offer page or evergreen offer funnel that's made through an offer page within your funnel. But the key here is evergreen. All right. So let's talk about the vault drop for this episode, which is the Conversion System Builder Kit. Today's resource is a full conversion system builder kit. It's plug and play templates and flowcharts to help you finally stop leaving sales on the table. It's available right now in the show episodes vault. Get over there quickly. If you're not a part of the Fabulous Marketer Academy community, get there now because it might not be available later, right? I just want to give a little bit of scarcity, all right, and give a sense of urgency. Put you on a timer if I say, hey, it's gonna, but it's available now. I'm not giving any false scarcity or even false urgency. So there's no timer on it as long, but you do have to be a part of our Fabulous Marketer Academy community. So I guess there is some sort of scarcity because if you're not in the community, you can't access it, and I can't ever promise that it's going to always be there. I'm not the controller of the software in which the community is run, but our community is not just the location, it's the people in it. So wherever we are, just make sure you're with us, okay? In the Fabulous Marketer Academy community with the group of fabulous marketers. All right. What's included in this kit? You're going to get a nurture email flow template, or actually multiple templates of a nurture email flow. You're going to get a bridge page planning guide. You're going to get an offer page checklist. Those are the 3 layers within the conversion system, NBC, right? That's where you close on the offer page. You have your bridge page, your nurture. And then you have a conversion flow map, a blank one and a sample one, so you can understand the flow of conversions. So what's next? Coming up next, we're going to help you to create a bonus stack that adds massive value and boosts conversions without sounding scammy. So, in the next episode, which is episode 11, we're going to build your bonus stack. All right? We're going to do it in a way where it's ethical though. All right? You're going to be able to ethically boost your conversions using strategic bonuses. And the vault drop for that particular episode is going to be the bonus builder system. So I'd love to hear which conversion layer that you're building next. All right. Where are you at? The nurture, the bridge, the close. Drop a comment below this video, or you can DM me, which we have private messaging inside of our private community when you get there. So either way, I would just love to know which conversion layer that you're building. And don't forget to grab your vault drop. Okay. Um, but comment below which layer is missing in your funnel. I want to know that. All right, because if you're missing any one of those 3 layers we talked about in your system, it has to be built. So which one are you missing? Which one are you building? Grab today's conversion system builder kit inside your vault, and then share this episode. Don't keep this information away from others. I'm sure you know other affiliate marketers who can benefit, who maybe have a list and no one's buying, or maybe not even have a list. You can recommend our Create Your Lead Magnet episode for those that don't have a list. Those that have a list and that nobody's buying, if they have a problem with sales, then this conversion system will benefit them. So share the episode with someone. All right. I'll see you in episode 11. Be fabulous.